Welcome to Phrasal Verb Practice. This is the place to learn real English, one phrasal verb at a time. My name is Marissa, and I'll walk you through this learning journey. Hi team, I hope everyone's having a good day. Let's learn and practice the phrasal verb, come along. So, let's talk about how we actually use come along in everyday English. First, one very common way we use come along is to talk about going with someone. When we say come along, we're inviting someone to join us or to go together. For example, do you want to come along with us? She decided to come along to the meeting. He asked if I could come along. Now, another very common use of come along is about progress. When we say come along here, we mean that something is moving forward. For example, how is the project coming along? Everything is coming along nicely. The plans are coming along faster than expected. There's also a third use of come along that you'll hear sometimes. We use come along when something appears or arrives, often in a natural or unexpected way. For example, a great opportunity came along. Someone better came along later. So, here's the main idea. In all these cases, come along is connected to movement forward. It can be people moving together, work moving ahead, or things happening over time. Now, just to connect this idea to other languages in a simple way. In Spanish, come along can mean acompañar, avanzar, or surgir. In French, it's acompanhar or avancer. In Portuguese, acompanhar or progredir. In Italian, accompagnare or procedere. In German, mitkommen or vorankommen. In Japanese, it's tsuitekuru, susumu, arawareru. And in Chinese, it's ichichu, chinchen, juxian. So people usually use come along when they invite someone to join, when they ask about progress, when they talk about plans or projects, or when they mention an opportunity that appeared. Let's look at a few quick examples to recap. Do you want to come along? That's about joining. She came along with her team. Same idea. How is everything coming along? That's about progress. The work is coming along well. Same meaning. A better option came along later. That's the third use. Now let's talk about grammar, just briefly. Come along is inseparable, so we don't split it. We say, she came along with us. We don't say, she came us along. The usual structure is come along with plus person, to accompany. Come along with me. Come along, progress or appearance. How is it coming along? With pronouns, nothing changes. Come along with him. She came along with them. All right, let's practice now. First, you'll listen to a short text from everyday life. Then you'll listen to another one in a professional or office context. Are you ready? Let's start. Saturday morning started quietly. I was making coffee when my sister called and asked if I wanted to go to the market with her. I hesitated for a second, but then she said, just relax and come along. So I grabbed my jacket and decided to come along with her. At the market, we ran into a neighbor who asked what we were doing later. My sister invited her to lunch and told her to come along if she felt like it. It wasn't a big plan, just one of those easy invitations you make without thinking too much. After that, we went back home and started cooking. While the food was in the oven, I checked on a small home project I've been working on. It's nothing fancy, just organizing some shelves. Still, I smiled when I saw how things were coming along. Slowly, but better than last week. Sometimes it feels good to notice how things come along, little by little. In the afternoon, my parents stopped by. My dad asked about the shelves and said, "Oh, it's really coming along." That simple comment made me feel proud. Later, my mom mentioned a short walk around the neighborhood and asked if we wanted to come along. We all did. During the walk, we talked about random things. At one point, my dad told a story about how a great job opportunity had come along years ago when he least expected it. It reminded me that sometimes good things really do just come along on their own. In the evening, we planned a small movie night. My cousin wasn't sure if she could make it, but she texted later and said she'd come along after dinner. By the time she arrived, everything felt relaxed and familiar. As the day ended, I thought about how simple moments come along naturally. Plans, progress, people, and opportunities all come along in their own time. And sometimes, the best thing you can do is just be ready to come along too. Great, that was the first text. How many times did you hear the phrasal verb of the day? Now, let's move on to the second text. The week started with a short planning meeting. Our manager asked everyone to come along to the conference room a few minutes early so we could start on time. It wasn't mandatory, just one of those friendly reminders to gather the team and get focused. During the meeting, we talked about the main project and how it was come along. Some parts were moving faster than expected, while others needed more attention. After the meeting, my manager stopped by my desk and asked how my section was coming along. I gave him a quick update and said we were on track, just waiting on a few details. Later that morning, a colleague from another department sent me a message and asked if I wanted to come along to a client call. She thought it would be helpful for me to hear the feedback directly. I agreed and joined the call. It was useful to hear how the client felt and how the project was coming along from their point of view. In the afternoon, we had a quick check-in with the team. Someone asked if the new timeline was coming along as planned. We reviewed the tasks and adjusted a few deadlines. Nothing dramatic, just normal teamwork. Toward the end of the day, an unexpected opportunity came along. A client we worked with before reached out about a new project. It wasn't something we were actively looking for, but it fit our skills well. Our manager asked a few of us to come along to an informal meeting to discuss it. The next day, we continued working through our tasks. I sent a short email asking how things were coming along on another part of the project. The reply was positive and reassuring. Later, when a last-minute issue came along, the team handled it calmly. Before logging off, my manager invited everyone to come along to a short wrap-up call. We reviewed what we had done and agreed that, overall, things were coming along nicely. It was one of those work days where progress felt steady, teamwork felt easy, and opportunities simply came along at the right time. Great, that was the second text, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for following this channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye!